Peaceful Sabbath, y'all. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to the Sabbath podcast. We're talking about the topic, I should say, is it lawful to do good on a Sabbath day? Shocking information that people didn't heard me say before, but it's still probably gonna be. But we're gonna deal with this today because it is lawful to do good on a Sabbath day. You got to feed your mother. You don't have food in the refrigerator to feed them. Sonic's is a good place, or whatever she like. It's a good place to take her and feed them. People that know what I'm talking about. It's a little inside joke. It's a little inside joke. But let's get into this more. You see, I got a document here that I want to share with you all. So let's go to the document. Is it lawful to do good on a Sabbath day? The Sabbath day is a day of rest from labor. The Lord God of Israel rested on the Sabbath day from labor. Therefore, he gave you an example. The Sabbath day, however, is not to be a day of idleness. The Hebrew word translated labor in Exodus 20 and 9 is abad, however you say that. It means to do, to serve. Who are we allowed to serve on a Sabbath day? We are allowed to do on the first 6 days of the week. So, let me read that again. What are we allowed to do on the first 6 days of the week? The answer is 6 days shall thou labor, serve, and do thy work. In other words, you may serve yourself or serve your own interests for 6 days each week. But on the seventh day, the Sabbath day, you must stop serving your own interests and devote the day to the service of the Lord God of Israel. Well, I'm going to read as it is written. Devote the day to service of the Almighty. Let's keep reading. Why? Because that is the holy day. It has been set apart for his service, his work. What is God's work and how may we become engaged in it? We find ourselves in the scriptures. Is it lawful to do good on a Sabbath day? Matthew 12 and 12. Mark 3 and 4. Matthew 12 and 10. Matthew 12 and 12 reads, how much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore is it lawful to do well on a Sabbath day? Is it lawful, people? That's the only question I asked in the beginning. Mark 3 and 4. And he said unto them, it is lawful to do good on a Sabbath day, or to do evil. Is it lawful to do good on a Sabbath day or do evil? To serve life, to save life or to kill, but they held their peace. That's for people that say, well, what you talking about, Carl? What you talking about? And want to persecute me like they persecuted Jesus because he had a higher understanding than them, being the Lord of the Sabbath day. Matthew 12 and 10. And behold, there was a man which had his hands withered. And they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal on a Sabbath day? That they might accuse him. Like I said, this is what people do. They did it to Jesus. They would do it to you too. I tell people I fed my mother Sonics on the Sabbath day because I was going to the Memphis Israel of God. And they wanted to make fun of it. But we ain't going to get into the personal stuff today. So it said lawful to rescue someone on a Saturday. Matthew 12 and 11. And he said unto them, what man should there be amongst you that shall have one sheep, and if it falls into the pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay his hands on it and lift it out? So people, you ain't supposed to work, you ain't supposed to do this and do nothing else. It's the Sabbath day. You're not supposed to do for yourself. You're supposed to do for your Lord, because this is his day. For you to work for him and do what he say. He gave you 6. See, you got to have a mindset better than Adam and Eve. The Lord said you can eat anything you want to. Just don't touch that tree or eat from that tree. And they didn't understand it or comprehend it, and they ate from the tree because they was ignorant, meaning they had a lack of knowledge, because they didn't have no knowledge of what was going to happen if they messed up. You have knowledge if you don't follow the Lord God of Israel now, because he gave you an example with Adam and Eve. So let's keep moving. Is it lawful to engage in spiritual activities on the Sabbath day, such as attending church meetings? Church is held on the Sabbath day with the Lord God of Israel, because that's the day you come to serve him, worship him, and everything else that you want to put up under that checklist. Preach, teach, Bible study, prayer, visit the sick and aid, walk in the countryside of safe. Luke 4 and 31. And I came down to Capernaum, a city of Galilee, and taught them on the Sabbath day. That's the Lord God of it. That was his ritual. That's what he did every Sabbath day. Luke 6, 1 and 2. And it came to pass on the Sabbath day And it came to pass on the Sabbath day after the first day that he went through the cornfield, and his disciple plucked the ears of corn and did eat, rubbing them in their hand. And certain of the Pharisees said unto them, why do ye that which is not lawful to do on the Sabbath day? Because these people had their own rules, regulations, laws, and stuff, and they was not the Lord God of Israel. Right? Then it reads, the fact is, even the service performance was not up to the standards of the religious leaders of the day, the Judites of the Judaism and all that of the day. Who are we to expect a better assessment of our works? There we leave the text below to see it offers some very good advice about how to keep the Sabbath day. And I think this is the last verse, people. I got to find it and read it, because it's not Isaiah 58, 13 through 14. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, for doing thou pleasures on the holy day, and call the Sabbath day a delight, the holy of the Lord's honorable, and thou honor him, not to do thy own way, nor find thy own pleasure, nor speak thy own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride up on the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the hedges of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. So that should answer the question that was asked: is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath day? And with that, I ask if you want to learn more, please hit that notification bell and you will learn more as we go through. I also have a school. Look it up. I'll put the link at the bottom. Peace, y'all. Have a nice day.